Yeah, Mr. Talk Reviews. We're back with another chapter of Undead Unluck. Now, if you love Undead Unluck, drop a like. And if you love Undead Unluck, say something in the comments. Now, let's get into this review. What is up? We're back with another chapter of Undead Unluck. We're back with chapter 224. And this chapter is entitled Good Luck. And we're going to need some luck with what's going on in this chapter, man. Sun is looking like a real menace, but we've got ways to defeat him. But we'll get into that later into the chapter. I've got nothing to say at the start right here, so let's just get right into it. So the chapter starts off with Luna talking to herself. It looks like she's just talking aloud at the moment. I don't know if she's directly communicating with anyone specifically, because she's saying right now, in your time, it's been 464.4 billion years since they started this game. So it's got to be someone who was able to live for that long. Someone like Victor, Undead, or technically Andy, but she wouldn't be talking to Andy. It could be Sun she's talking to. Or I'm realizing now she could just be talking just in general about the human race, because she says, I'm sure it must have felt like an eternity to all of you with limited lives. So yeah, I think that Yor's not specifically talking to someone. She's just saying in human terms, it's been 464.4 billion years. So yeah, she is not a human. She is some kind of cosmic entity, and she does kind of confirm she at least has really long life or lives forever, because she does say with their limited lives. So I guess her life is unlimited. And she goes on to say, with the looping power of art gone, everyone can be themselves, and that this is the final Ragnarok. I'm still curious who she's specifically talking to. It could just be simple as the human race in general, the negators. Or she talking to the Uma saying they can be themselves. Like, she's talking to Sun, like, you can go all out. This is the last Ragnarok. You can do whatever you want now. Because I feel like all the other negators and humans already been doing whatever they want. They've been trying their damn hardest to beat Sun. On the negator side, with Arc gone, I don't think it changes anything for them to like go all out and be themselves. So I feel like she's directing this part more directly to Sun specifically, I think. And it also does like come back to something later on that happens in the chapter. So now we go back to the Union facing off against Sun, and it is Latla. I was unsure in my last chapter who was blocking the sunbeam, but it is Latla. A commenter actually did like kindly enough to confirm that for me as well. But yeah, in this chapter, definitely everyone like is saying, yeah, it's defo Latla. And she's got her broom. I think she had it in the last loop as well. This like, she's kind of like a witch, got witch kind of vibes, but she's got like a broom kind of riding gear. And Andy's like, oh, yo, you got that reward. But she says it was only handed her to like not long ago. It's just an artifact. I guess it's just a transportation kind of artifact thing. I don't think it has any other like special uses. I don't think we saw it being used in any other way. And Andy also mentions that it makes sense 4 months have passed on the outside. So I'm guessing the time skip only happened for the Union members that were at the round table, kind of like when Buko used the time skip for like skipping the quest. Like on the outside, time kind of flowed normally for them, like, but the ones on the inside, they didn't experience any of that time. It's kind of like the arc. It's kind of like what arc does, just skips people through time. And I think the round table was arc. What was that? I think round table was arc, so that kind of makes sense. So Fuko's taking on her role as the leader and starting to list off all the stratagem that they need to employ right now, and she's just giving like a debrief on what the situation actually is. She's like letting everyone know that this is the final boss. If you didn't know, well, I guess they wouldn't know. There's no reason they would know. But yeah, this looks kind of final bossy right now. And the fact that Ragnarok is here, I think they could have clued up that this is the final boss, but you need to make sure everyone's on the right page. And she says his attacks will insta kill everyone. I didn't know that was just a thing. Is it just because he's that strong, or is that a rule? He just insta kills everyone. But yeah, I can easily see it. I can easily see him being able to insta-kill anyone. And yeah, she's like summoning up, like even in the last loop, we had the Sacred Treasures. We didn't have the heart, whatever that artifact is. We didn't have that, but we could, with all the facilities we had in the last loop, we couldn't even reach to his core to like try and take him out. Now she referenced over to Void and Gina makes a huge unchanged sword and gives it to Void. So this is a nice little combo move. So Gina makes a really powerful weapon, and then Void with unavoidable. This is definitely gonna hit. Swings down with the sword, but there's a number three orb that's floating around the sun. Like from the last chapter, all the master rules went into sun, and like he got these spheres that orbits around him now. And the number three one, which if we remember is change, number three master rule is change, it starts to glow. And then they realize unchanged got disengaged. So what's happening here is that the master rules in those orbs can like just they're negating the negation ability, bro. There's double negation over here, trying to beat the Union at their own damn game. So with that initial attack failing, Creed comes in and he gives off a pretty cold line. It's quite an American line, to be honest. The gun is mightier than the sword. America, fuck yeah. And then he starts shooting up the place. But the Master Rule has something for him, and the number six orb starts glowing, and number six is war. And a barrage of bullets comes out of this number six orb as well, just like intercepting Creed's barrage of bullets. And he's quite surprised because he's under Creed. This is basically an infinite supply, and he's got some massive gear on him. I don't think they're just regular bullets. They're probably explosive rounds as well. But yeah, nah, this is the war rule, so he's definitely packing a lot of heat. And this is where Fuko actually realizes the master rules are within those orbs. So yeah, these orbs are just kind of like protecting Soul from any kind of attack that comes towards it. It's kind of like that sword Itachi, not sword, the shield Itachi has in Naruto. Any kind of chakra nature will adapt to it and nullify the effect. So pretty much like any kind of attack they got, he's got like a good master rule to like negate that attack they're pulling off. And Andy points out that is why they skipped all the quests, because with this, that's all of them amalgamated together is way better than them taking on the Union one at a time, where they can possibly be picked off. And so he, at the end, Sun would be pretty bare. And now Adney also brings up a key player in this fight, Latla. Like we said before, she's the one blocking Sun's attack, and he actually calls her defense flawless, which it probably actually is, because if the attack is gonna hit, she can just negate it hitting. That untrustability, its defensive capabilities are insane. I was saying in my tier list video that its defensive capabilities are insane, but I don't know how high I put it up there. I feel like I gave it A rank on its like defensive capabilities, but I feel like it could be S rank for its defensive capabilities. It literally says it's flawless, like nothing can get past it basically. Well, actually, there is a bit of a flaw that we'll get into, and we'll get into it now actually, because Fuko says the way that Sun is hyper focused on just blasting at them seems really weird. He's not even trying to get around the negation ability, not trying to get around this defense. He's just blasting and blasting and blasting, and it's like, no matter how many times you do the same move, it's not going to work. But this is where the fact that Arc doesn't exist anymore comes into play, because Sun is not trying to like get Arc to stop them looping now. All he needs to do is just destroy the Earth. So what his plan is, just repeatedly keep attacking. She might be blocking some of it, but she's not blocking all of it. And eventually, with his repeated Sunbeam attacks, he's basically doing a solar beam from Pokemon, basically. All those attacks digging into the earth. Eventually, it's going to hit the core and just blow up the earth. So that's his tactic. That's his plan right now. And we go back to Luna, and she confirms this. And I really thought Luna was all right. I really thought she was an all right person, but she seems really like wicked and sick, bro. Like she's like, not in the good way, not the way Andy says it. She's a bad person. She's smirking about this. She's like, oh, let's see. Can you actually fend him off before he destroys the earth? Like, how is this fun to her? I guess, like she said, she's got a long life, so this is just a pastime to her. I wonder how she's probably ageless, so this is probably like a blip in the radar for her. Like these 400 billion years or whatever is probably like an extended vacation for her. Maybe not an extended vacation, just like a week or two, like just playing a little game. You know what I mean? She is calling it a game, so just like a extended game. Even Luna's starting to talk a lot of shit now. She's like, you're no match for him and everything. But she was always a dick. She seems so calm drinking her tea. Don't believe people who are just calmly drinking tea. Just like in ReZero, Echidna is still a witch and Luna's still a witch. Fuko was just invited to a different type of witch party. So now Fuko says to deploy Aegis. And Luna's confused. She was like, Aegis, you haven't obtained that yet. And I was thinking that as well. Isn't that one of the sacred treasures? I even thought slightly like maybe it wasn't one of the sacred treasures. But no, we see actually from Luna's perspective, something shooting out of space, shooting down from space. And what it is a huge unbreakable shield. So that gives me even more question about this unbreakable ability, because that didn't spawn out of nowhere. It was actually pre-made. Where did Andy's sword come from last chapter? What is the Can someone explain unbreakable to me? Do you have to make the thing and then apply some unbreakable magic to it, or does it just appear? Someone explain it. But anyway, Luna's like, this is just a barrier. It's not going to stop the attack. It is, in fact, essentially, Sun's just going to push the shield into the core as well. That's what's going to happen. And it seems like, and from here, it seems like Luna is talking directly to Fuko, because it seems like Fuko is responding. I don't know if she was always talking to Fuko or just for this, but it could be quite possible that she's like from the start of the chapter, I was asking who is she talking to. It could just be that she was talking to Fuko. And Fuko says, you don't know shit about us negators. Like, so Luna's on the fuck you list too, along with Ruin. To be honest, even more than Sun. You know who it is? It's fuck Ruin in this manga first. Fuck Ruin first. And then it's fuck Luna second. And then it's fuck Sun. Because Luna switched up on us. Fucking dick. But anyway, with the shield, our boy's back. Mr. Chikara, and she says, and Fuka also says that 4 months was giving. So since Chikara was outside of the roundtable room, I guess he wasn't susceptible to the time skip. So I wonder what it's like for them. Is it just the roundtables just shut off and they realize it's shut off and then they can't enter kind of thing? Because that must be how it works. Like they're just like, oh shit, they're skipping time for some reason, I guess. And like with no information that they were going to skip time, I wonder if they were really panicked about that. They probably were. It was like, no one told us they were skipping time. Like something weird must be going on. We need to like continue with our plans quickly. But yeah, Chikara is back and he's using Unmove. So Fuko says that with the advice Billy gave to Chikara and the lab members, they were able to like drum up some medical equipment. Because I see he looks like he's got some earbuds things. So basically, with the help of that, Chikara's learned how to see with his ears. Because I was also thinking like, Billy probably after a long period of time learned how to do this. I don't know if Chikara can like learn it so quickly, like in the time frame we have, even before we knew we had 3 months. I'm just like, he's gonna need to learn that pretty quickly. I thought we'd probably have even less. I thought we'd probably like have a month or something to prepare for like the next quest, but it was 3 months, 4 months actually. But with some medical science help, he's able to hear with his ears, it seems like, and he's using Unmove to stop this barrier. And he looks pretty sick right now. It must be just because his eyes are closed. He probably has some scarring on his eyes. He's got his hair tied up. He always uses it when he's using Unmove, even though he doesn't really need it now. I guess it doesn't get in the way of his like ears to like prevent him hearing properly. But it still kind of makes sense why he ties up his hair like that. So yeah, Luna's like, oh, his ears. So he's expanded the interpretation of his rule, and yeah, that's what's happened. And that yeah, you should be. She's not scared. She's just happy about this. She just wants some entertainment, man. That's the problem with immortality, bro. It just makes you just fucking a dickhead after a while. So now Sun's just gonna try and target him. And two mass rules seem to like spawn out of the orbs, and it's actually quite ironically, or I don't know if it's done on purpose. I don't know why it would be. It's luck rule and the death rule. Why would you put the rule against its negator? Like, I don't think that's a good matchup. But you never know. It'll be interesting to see. Luck seems like it would be like a pretty broken rule, and death seems like it'd be a pretty broken rule. Can death bring death onto undead? Can it? Because Unchange was able to disengage. I mean, Change was able to disengage Unchange. What's stopping death disengaging undead? That's what Andy wants, basically. So how it's gonna break down is Fuko and Andy seems like they'll handle the death rule and the luck rule, and that leaves Gina, Boyd, and Creed to handle the main Sun and Soul. I guess. I guess it's doing a Soul beam because that seems to be where it's coming out of. Like I can kind of see from this panel, the number one rule is kind of glowing and the beam is coming out. So it's probably Sun's ability enhanced with Soul, so it's kind of like a Soul attack. And everyone else in the Union are gonna handle the other rules. So we get to see the matchups. Actually, no, Gina's matching up with Change. Yusai is going up against I don't remember what this rule is. Oh, it's Justice. He's going up against Justice. That's gonna be an interesting one. And Jen and Moy are gonna go up against Time. Latla and Rip are gonna go up against Sick, which makes sense because yeah, he was the big bad in their arc. and War is going after Billy, and we'll find out why War wants Billy for some reason. I guess because Billy grew up around War, he should have been changed by War, but he wasn't. I don't. We're gonna find out why War wants Billy, but it's gonna be interesting. So we're still gonna get these Master Rule fights. I was kind of scared we weren't gonna get these Master Rule fights, because of the whole time skip situation. But yeah, this is a nice little way to actually do it. And I wonder if anyone's gonna directly fight Soul at the end. I guess I feel like Soul will help out at the end, like will be a last little push to like finish Sun because Luna kind of betrayed them. But yeah, when Fuko said these three will stop Soul and Sun, who's she talking about? There's Creed and Void. Who am I missing? Oh, Chikara, probably Chikara. Yeah, it's Chikara. Yeah, but yeah, that's the end of the chapter. Really, really hyped for this now. As we're getting into the final battle, but yeah, I love the battles in Undead Unluck. They're like really nice. The artwork makes it even greater. It's gonna be some interest. There's definitely gonna be have to be some interesting ways in how these abilities are gonna work against their opponents for them to beat them. It's not gonna be simple. And Yusai taking on a master rule all by herself. Is she really that G? Okay. But is Justice, and he does seem to like be like a chivalrous knight. So he probably uses a sword or something. So undraw will probably be useful. So he can't draw his weapons. And Yusa is a master swords woman, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Another interesting fight is gonna be Shen and Moy versus Time. He might be a problem. Where's Feng? Feng's not shown up yet, so we still got more hitters to come through. Like still gonna be some more twists and turns going on in this fight because Feng definitely has to show up. Like he's gonna want to fight Sun. He'd probably be mad if he didn't fight Sun with all the orbs around him at his strongest. But yeah, I think that is all I've got for this review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.